Radiant Team ban.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the OUSA Dota League Season 3. I'm your host, 49, the Mastercaster, talks a lot faster, and this is Game 3 of the Best of 3 series between Fight Club Dots. Playing at SMOCK Gaming, this will be the game that determines which team will advance through into the Grand Finals. Playing in Sandstorm could potentially be Kin Killer's last game in the ODL. So we're going to be seeing an Axe first plan coming through from Fight Club, so this time, learning their descent from the last game. Once again, going to be seeing a Centaur War in the band coming through from SMOCK. So SMOCK choosing to prioritize UGTFO's two heroes, the Centaur Warrunner as well as the Clockwork Goblin. Mirana still is an option, since UGTFO does play a fairly solid Mirana, but due to Mirana's ineffectiveness as a solo offlane hero, not really too viable for Fight Club unless they decide to invest in a dual lane, as far as their offlane is concerned. Fight Club, they are the ones with first pick, so Paddy's spending a fair amount of time deliberating for the next ban. They could choose to give away a hero like Control Warlord again to force SMOCK to prioritize that ban, in which case they could also choose to try to let Sniper slip through and try to go for another hero ban instead, in which case it forces SMOCK to ban the Sniper, and that gives them access to Control Warlord. So Fight Club, they can actually choose to go for an unconventional ban, so a hero that isn't considered to be a tier 1 hero, simply to open up the draft. So they choose to ban out a hero like the Witch Doctor instead. That way SMOCK Gaming are forced to give away either the Sniper or the Troll Warlord, and that puts Fight Club in a very advantageous position as far as the draft is concerned. So Paddy, otherwise known as Psyche, spending a fair amount of time deliberating with his second ban just because he knows that this is probably going to be the most important ban as far as the game is concerned. If they are able to get access to a hero like the Troll Warlord or the Sniper, Fight Club are in a pretty decisive position to try to take out the series, especially since Kin Killer, very talented hero, very talented players for us to Troll Warlord is concerned, or the Sniper. So with the Sniper ban coming through from there, SMOCK might not have a choice but to go for the Troll Warlord ban just to ensure that they don't get it as the first pick. SMOCK haven't really had much success at playing against the Troll Warlord, so it looks like the Troll Warlord ban is going to be forced out from them. So Fight Club do have access to pick up a hero like the Witch Doctor. It's a fairly safe conservative pick. Witch Doctor first pick coming through from Fight Club gives you great defense capability. The RNG of the cast can also be with you from time to time. And since so far Fight Club have been pretty good as far as RNG is concerned, could be seeing another crazy engagement like in game number 1. So for SMOCK Gaming, we'll be deliberating for their first and second pick. The Witch Doctor doesn't really give away too much of your draft, since Witch Doctor can be run pretty much almost any kind of draft, with the exception of a hyper-aggressive lineup, where you need all your supports to be the ones to try to set up for the playmaker. Since Witch Doctor, not really going to be the hero to initiate a gank. He can be, his paralyzing cast is unreliable at best. He's much more powerful in a defensive role. When enemy team try to engage on you and you're able to catch them in a position with paralyzing cast, so SMOCK choose to go for the Clockwork Goblins the first pick just to ensure that UGTFO, he doesn't really have anything to play. SMOCK, showing their hand a little bit too early, actually choosing to go for a Storm Spirit in the second pick. This could blow up in their face. One of the issues with the Storm Spirit is they do have access to heroes on the line to shake down the Storm Spirit. Viper is still in the pool, so Fight Club can choose to go for a Viper as their second pick for their mid lane hero, in which case Witch Doctor is going to be one of their tri-lane supports. Viper is able to destroy the Storm Spirit in a 1v1 scenario. In that case, you actually choose to prioritize points of Poison Orb and Netatoxin to ensure the Storm Spirit isn't able to get in lane to actually throw rifles against you. So the Viper pick can heavily shut down the Storm Spirit. Also could be seeing a line support pick coming through from Boys from Fight Club. Line is one of the best supports to counteract the Storm Spirit because you're able to catch him with Hex since it doesn't have a cast point as long as you're facing the Storm. So the Boys from Fight Club are going to be deliberating. They do choose to go for the Viper as the second pick. Now as far as the bans concerned, they're going to look to ban out heroes that are able to beat the Viper. So we could be seeing a Razor ban just because Storm Spirit can be run occasionally in a safe lane role or in a side lane just to ensure he's able to find a lot of farm. So as far as SMOCK are concerned, they've drafted themselves a bit into the corner because they went for the Storm Spirit a bit early on. They could have actually afforded to not pick up Storm Spirit, then picking up as a surprise 4th or 5th pick. Storm Spirit traditionally isn't picked up until much later on in the draft unless you've got an exceptionally talented Storm Spirit player, and even then can be a bit of a risk just because Storm Spirit is so easily neutralized in the laning stage. He's a hero that requires a massive amount of farm. Let It Go and have his Disruptor respect ban by the Boys from the Fight Club, as Disruptor was one of the reasons why they were actually able to take game 2 so decisively. The Berserker's Call on top of the Static Storm really ruined any kind of counter initiation ability coming through from the Boys from the Fight Club and meant that every engagement for them resulted in a significant loss just because you've got Glimpse as well as the Cunning Blade to ensure you can keep running people down. SMOCK now going in for the Slark respect ban. So Kin Killer, we could be seeing another jungle game coming through from him or a Luna game. Luna synergizes very well with the Viper as both these heroes have very high impact. Every single time Luna's in a team fight, you have to throw everything you have to kill her at the start of the fight. Otherwise the eclipse will tear through your team at the early stages of the game. We are going to see Fight Club delivering for their 4th ban. They choose to ban out the Spirit Breaker. This is going to be telegraphing potentially a Silencer pick coming through from the boys of Fight Club. The Spirit Breaker gets hard countered by both the Witch Doctor as well as the Viper. The Witch Doctor is able to stand his ground and keep himself alive with the Voodoo Restoration, meaning that Spirit Breaker is going to have to spend a lot more time trying to deal with the Witch Doctor, which gives time for the rest of the Witch Doctors to TP in. And the Viper simply cripples the effectiveness of the Spirit Breaker by going in for the Viper Strike. SMOCK Gaming deliberating for their 4th ban, now choosing to ban out the Silencer. This is actually pretty mind games coming through from Psyche, banning out the Spirit Breaker in order to force the Silencer ban, just to ensure that Fight Club do have a bit more access as far as the supports and cores are concerned. SMOCK Gaming, the 3rd pick, is going to be quite important for them, especially if they decide to start picking up their supports. They go for the Skywrath Mage, and Skywrath Mage is going to be fairly effective as far as kill power is concerned. You've got the Storm Spirit to amplify the damage of the Ancient Seal. Clockwork Goblin, so you've got the 1-2 kill. Hook shot into Cogs and then drop the Mystic Flash, that gives you a hell of a lot of burst damage potential. Unfortunately, Skywrath Mage is going to be a walking sack of cash as far as the Viper is concerned, since Viper doesn't take that much damage for the Corrosive Skin build. Flash tends to prioritize the Chinese style build, where you max out the Corrosive Skin and go for the mech as quickly as possible. And so Fight Club, once again, we're going to be seeing some death ball plays coming through from them. Could actually even see a much more active early to mid-game core hero, such as for instance the Phantom Lancer or even the carrier Abbadon once again. Could be seeing Abbadon either as a core or as a support. Hopefully this time Gats won't go for a double boot purchase, choosing to go for Tranquil Woods and then going in for the phase. Abbadon and Witch Doctor, the drawback of this is Fight Club don't actually have a way to keep themselves alive or go for these early skirmishes. They don't actually have a lot of rotational power. Witch Doctor and Abbadon, 2 very powerful defensive supports. They react to ganks coming from the enemy team, but they're not able to actually set any ganks of their own. So both these supports will be played quite defensively. Abbadon's can be played in a core position role. It puts them on the clock, and Abbadon doesn't actually do too well against the Stormbringer. Well, that being said, one of the advantages of the core position in Abbadon, and the reason why he has been experimenting in the Western scene, is he does give you a great way to deal Storm. It forces Storm into a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Every single time Storm decides to zip in and pull someone, Abbadon shoots them. It forces Storm Spirit to then switch targets, especially because he doesn't have enough burst damage with the Abbadon constantly healing them. If he jumps the Abbadon, he can never kill the Abbadon because Abbadon's got the borrowed time to work with. And so it forces Storm Spirit to go for an Orchid 11 and then to use that Orchid on Abbadon every single time, in which case it's impeding his damage efficiency on somebody else. SMOCK Gaming, draft yourself in the corner with that Storm Spirit pickup. Fight Club, they can even choose to go for the Abbadon Nightstalker duo link. Can be quite powerful. It's something that teams like Virtus Pro Polar have been experimenting with in the European scene, just because it gives you a massive amount of kill power. The Nightstalker, and in conjunction with the Abbadon, is very difficult to dislodge from the lane. They also have access to the Bristleback to ensure that UGTFO isn't going to be too ineffective this game because they have to prioritize farm on him. So SMOCK Gaming is going to be delivering for their 4th pickup. They can look to pick up another one of their supports just because they don't want to show their carry yet. So Skywrath Mage can be run in conjunction with a support hero like the Vengeful Spirit to give yourself a defensive capability, and then they can look to go for something like a OUSA. I believe that's a draft they used in their first series against Fight Club, choosing to go for the Phantom Lancer very early on instead. Phantom Lancer, this is going to be a very good game for him just because it's so difficult for Fight Club to react. So far, 3 of their heroes, all 3 of them don't actually do anything to the Phantom Lancer. Viper can't deal with PL, neither can the Abbadon or Witch Doctor. Viper is going to have his Viper Strike destroyed by the Phantom Lancer with the Doppelganger. One of the only heroes that can deal with the Phantom Lancer reliably, as well as the rest of the team from SMOCK, is going to be the OUSA coming through from Fight Club. So OUSA is going to be the ideal pickup for Fight Club, especially because you have such a huge amount of survivability coming through from the Aphotic Shield, the Mistcoil, as well as the Voodoo Restoration from the Witch Doctor. Viper is going to be your mid lane farmer going from very early mech. Also can look to switch up the lanes and have OUSA go into the mid lane and have Viper go to the early lane. So as far as Fight Club is concerned, they do have quite a few options for the late game. They also can look to go for a much more reliable late game core hero that can potentially contest the Phantom Lancer early on. So they can even choose to go for a hero like an Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage can be very powerful at dealing with the Storm Spirit and the Skywrath Mage. And these 2 heroes that will be chewing up through a good chunk of the mana pool, and so it does give you a reliable way to play through the Phantom Lancer illusions. They choose to go for the Luna, not really my first pick. Luna's actually a very bad carry hero to deal with Phantom Lancer just because the Eclipse is going to be completely ineffective every single fight. Luna also doesn't do enough damage to reliably kill off all the Phantom Lancer illusions, especially if you factor in the Doppelganger. Especially since you also have to be very wary of the Storm Spirit and Clockwork initiation. So Luna's actually might be forced to go for a very early BKB, and that's going to blow up in his face because Phantom Lancer can then play greedy. So as far as SMOCK is concerned, the Storm Spirit pick has been neutralized by the Viper and the Abbadon coming through from Fight Club. The Luna pick isn't really going to be that effective at dealing with the Phantom Lancer, assuming that Phantom Lancer is going to be played quite effectively by Felfie. So it will be interesting to see how SMOCK decide to play this for their ban. They should be looking to ban out the Bristleback. Bristleback is going to be the single most important hero for them to ban out, because it helps you deal with Skywrath Mage, also helps you deal with the Phantom Lancer, and Bristleback can just be a nuisance to the Clockwork Goblin, especially on top of the Abbadon and the Witch Doctor. Bristleback is going to be banned coming through from them in Fight Club. Can actually choose to go for the offlane Undying if they decide to really YOLO in on this TI4 era push strat. So as far as their bans are concerned, they want to ban out supports that can disrupt pushing capability. So they could look to ban out supports that can provide a lot of assistance to the Phantom Lancer defensively, such as the Earthshaker. Earthshaker would be quite a powerful hero in this scenario, because you also have the Skywrath Mage. They choose to ban out the Lion instead, so SMOCK do have access to pick up the Earthshaker to synergize with the Skywrath Mage. Vengeful Spirit also wouldn't be too shabby, just because you can swap out the Storm Spirit with the Clockwork in case they're in a sticky situation, so it gives you that initiation and counter-initiation capability. Also gives you two fairly aggressive supports. Lion also would fit the build, because it gives you a reliable way to deal with the Abbadon in every single fight. Just hex him, mana drain him, and then you can deal with the rest of his team. So it will be interesting to see who SMOCK decide to pick up as their last support. Whereas in the line for Fight Club, the supply of offlaners is dwindling quite dramatically. They do have access to the Night Stalker. Night Stalker and the Abbadon can be run as a dual lane to try and provide a lot of early game presence, but the issue with the Night Stalker is Night Stalker does crumble if he isn't able to find a big enough start within the first nighttime, or since the current change, the second nighttime. So Night Stalker can be a little bit risky for them. UGTFO could also choose to go for the Mirana, but Mirana is not going to really cut it, especially against the Phantom Lancer. The Phantom Lancer has a field day against the Mirana. Just spam out the Spirit Lance. She's eventually going to run a leap charges. We're going to be seeing a Sand pickup coming through from SMOCK. So this side's going to be Ultra Greedy. So Sand gives yourself a very greedy 4-position journey support. He's going to be starting with Boots first, to Clarity, as well as maybe a set of Tangos, or even just Clarity to ensure that he's able to spend as much time in the jungle as possible. Quickly able to utilize his farm, and find something like a 9 to 10 minute Blink Dagger. So as far as SMOCK are concerned, they've basically got another quad-core lineup: Clockwork, Storm, Phantom Lancer, and Sand King. All scale very well for the late game. Skywrath Mage as well, if he is able to find farm, does provide a massive amount of benefit in the later stages of the game. Whereas Fight Club, they really are prioritizing a lot of farm on the Viper as well as the Luna. The other core hero coming through from UGTFO, his lack of flexibility with hero picks could actually be their undoing. So they've banned out both Clockwork Goblin. Clockwork's actually being picked up by SMOCK in the center. It's really been banned out. So Fight Club could be seeing a UGTFO and Mirana. Otherwise, UGTFO Timbersaw wouldn't be too shabby. It does give you a reliable way to deal with the Phantom Lancer, especially because you have such a massive amount of burst damage you can output. Also does quite nicely against the Clockwork, but the issue with the Timbersaw is a little bit greedy. Going to be seeing UGTFO over in the Brewmaster. I'm not too sure how effective he is on that Brewmaster. The last time they picked up Brewmaster in the ODL2, blew up in their face. It was an absolute disaster, so it will be interesting to see how this played this time around. So the Brewmaster is going to be a very valuable hero in this regard. Gives you a way to effectively deal with Clockwork. You're cycling him at the start of the fight. Roll the toss down to the Skywrath Mage to start clubbing him around. Otherwise, you can cycle the Storm Spirit, so that way he can't zip zap on the rest of your team. Gives you time to deal with Skywrath Mage. The Skywrath is always going to be the target of priority. That being said, Skywrath Mage and Clockwork are two very powerful counters to the Brewmaster. Skywrath can catch him with 0-second cast point Ancient Seal. Clockwork with the Battery Assault will disrupt Brewmaster from actually getting the split off. And Brewmaster, the offlane, is very, very dependent on getting a very early Blink Dagger. Usually you see the 12-minute Blink Dagger timing over on Brewmaster, since he actually has a way to influence the lane through the Drunken Clap and with the Drunken Ball. So it should be interesting to see how SMOCK decide to play this. Most likely it will be a fairly greedy 4-position support with Sand King, so we are going to be anticipating at least a 9 to 10 minute Blink Dagger from him. Going to introduce players on both teams to the lineup of Fight Club. Psyche going to be resuming his role as Witch Doctor once again. Kingkiller going to be playing the 1-position Luna. Yax going to be playing the 4-position Abbadon, since he tends to take farm priority over Psyche. UGTFO is the offlane Brewmaster and Flash, me in the mid lane is the Viper. Going to be playing that good old retard magnet Flying Pigs. Meanwhile, in the offlane, going to be playing the Clockwork Golem. Going to be his signature hero for the ODL so far. Yoshi going to be playing the mid lane Storm Spirit. Most likely will be going for the Sumail build this game. Let It Go, going to be playing the Sand King. He is going to be going for the Tango Clarity Boots build, so this provides him a maximum amount of flexibility. It actually means he could do something with Burrow Strike at level 1. Also going to be seeing Styles playing the 5-position support as the Skywrath Mage. Felfie going to be playing the 1-position Phantom Lancer. Actually choosing to go for the Doppelganger at 1. You usually see Phantom Lancer players hold on to this skill point, although we could be seeing a max Doppelganger build coming through from them. Once again, Fight Club rotating through the enemy jungle. Maybe looking to go for a pick-off, unfortunately. Might be able to find Felfie. Felfie does have a Doppelganger to work with. Felfie has Doppelganger now if he wants to try to destroy the Paralyzing Cast. Not being enough, goes for the Doppelganger, able to keep himself alive now. Here comes Drunken Clap coming through from UGTFO. Unfortunately, the micro coming through from Felfie. They went for the wrong one. Felfie able to keep himself alive, and Felfie, the micro players, actually able to out-mind game the boys from the FC. Barely able to keep himself alive. Let It Go. Also there in the back line, and actually wastes a fair amount of mana coming through from there. Kingkiller cost him 2 elusive beams, UGTFO. Cost him the Clap, and also cost him the Paralyzing Cast. Didn't actually give them that much return. They are at least able to ensure the bounty run over the Flash. Kingkiller actually does not pick it up, but he's going to get the Flash to ensure that he's able to find a very early level 2, as well as very early boots over on Viper. So Viper most likely going to be the one going for the mech as quickly as possible. We could actually be seeing an aggro tri-lane, looks like that is going to be the case. So an aggro tri-lane coming through from the Boys in Fight Club. Not too sure I agree with this, just because you don't actually have a lot of kill power. It's great at being played defensively, but you don't actually have a lot of stuff again. It's going to be the Lucid Beam into the Paralyzing Cast, and then you can try to run them down. But because you don't actually have a lot of ways to keep chasing, especially because Abbadon, for all intents and purposes, is essentially a ranged hero in this scenario, it's not actually able to apply a lot of pressure. So Felfy, because he chose not to go for a point in the Spirit Lance early on, looks like Silas just casually throwing out a concussive shot, was able to find a little bit of damage and gas, immediately zoning it back. So Felfy, they are at least able to impede his farm, so that could be the intent, just to try to ensure that he gets a difficult lane. UGTFO doesn't eat that Clockwork like it was made out of candy and flying pigs. Puts himself in a pretty good position once again. So with that Clockwork, UGTFO no longer able to get that type of clap off. He might just decide to clap this last hit, just to ensure that he's not going to be wasting more time. Now that Clockwork comes through Flying Pigs, he's no one lane from this one. UGTFO can't do anything. Flying Pigs actually looks to play quite aggressively. Flying Pigs instead takes a little bit of creep aggro. Over in the bottom lane, Styles, do see an Observer place. I would have actually liked to see that Observer place there, so that way you can spot in when supports are rotating in. This Observer actually doesn't do anything. You should always have a support in this region anyway. 4 stars constantly stick down. So Psyche should always be in this region to provide yourself vision. That way you can come in from the side. So the waste of Observer coming through from the dire side, that can actually lead to their downfall. Although so far, Kim Killer, as far as the lane stage is concerned, he is out CSing Felfy, so they are at least able to exert a lot of pressure. They are sacrificing UGTFO though, but UGTFO he's used to it by now. He's still having a pretty easy time compared to Flying Pigs. Just because Flying Pigs, he's at least giving you experience. He isn't like too much experience from him. So Styles hanging back. He did choose to go for a custom shot at 1. Not too sure I agree with this, but then again, hasn't really had any need to go for any points over in the Arcane Bolt. So he's using it just to interrupt the parity. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that effective since it costs such a huge amount to use the concussive shot. You're basically trading clarity for clarity.
Thank you.
So we could be seeing a rotation coming through from Let It Go. Unconventional safety wall coming through from him. Looks like he's going to go for a pick off over UGTFO. Rotation is going to be called up by Flash and UGTFO. Could be taking a death. He does reveal himself, choosing not to go for the bar strike and Let It Go. Just kind of hesitates and looks back. While it's happening over the bottom lane, we are seeing engagement styles. Caught by the paralyzing cast, but Felfy finds himself first blood, bringing down King Killer. Looks like the doppelganger as well as the Spirit Lance is going to be too much for him to handle Psyche. Using that video restoration, not going to be enough. Styles has to be very careful. Gaps backs himself away. Did choose to go for the curse of bonus early on. Not too sure I like this. Would have preferred to point the miscoil, especially because you know you're going to be the one playing quite defensively in this laning stage. Felfy able to find himself an easy kill, does have access to the Phantom Rush now, so things become a lot more difficult for Ken to sit himself on lane. Phantom Lance is a great counter towards the Luna just because you can close the distance very early on. UGTFO walks back into that comp block, so all the mana is patiently regained. Going to completely neutralize. So Flying Pitch puts himself in a very good position, completely dominating the Pandora Brewmaster in this offlane scenario, while over in the bottom lane. Kim still is leading as far as life is concerned, but with that death, Felfy's at least trading to it for 10, so he's not too far behind. He's actually starting to lead as far as experience is concerned. Because it's a tri-lane be a dual lane, they're automatically coming out on top. Looks like over the top lane, UGTFO actually found himself a kill, so not too bad performance coming through from him. Looks like it was just a couple of right clicks coming through, so UGTFO just stands his ground and claps him around. Didn't even need any mana from that one. In the mid lane, Yoshi. He's actually getting more last hits of Flash, so actually very surprised by this Flash. Chose to go for a very defensive build. In this case, you actually choose to go for a max poison attack build, because you know you can't afford to let the Storm Spirit get farmed. This build ensures that you don't die to the Storm Spirit, but it means that the rest of your team is going to get screwed over with the Storm later on. Especially since you know Yoshi, very greedy player, he's always going to go for the Simel build, unless he absolutely has to. And so by going for more points in poison attack, you will completely cripple Yoshi's farm effectiveness. Let It Go, now rotating back into the jungle. He wants to wait until he gets level 2 Sandstorm before he fully rotates, just because otherwise he doesn't get that much efficiency from a Sandstorm. Felfy could be potentially zoned out by Gats, but this is the issue of the Abbadon. Abbadon's a melee hero. He can't really zone out the enemy core hero. Felfy can actually stand his ground and trade more damage over Gats. Gats actually takes a hell of a lot of damage every time he just tries to trade till for taps, because he has very low armor, especially since he doesn't have a stealth shield. So Gats actually isn't accomplishing an awful lot, and it means that the support's going to fall quite far behind, especially since I haven't been able to find a single kill against this dual lane. The dual lane automatically comes out on top as a result of this experience gain, and that means that in the mid game the support's going to be heavily punished. Tread's now picked up on King Killer, so he's forced to go for much more defensive line. He does have 10 stick charges, but Felfy committing quite deep to this. He does have that secondary Spirit Lance. Maybe not going to turn around. That Arcane Bolt doing such a huge amount of work. Spirit Lance isn't going to be enough. He did pop those stick charges to King Killer. Does have the self to work with as well. Felfy does take a fair amount of damage. This Phantom Lance is able to do a huge amount of work against him. Unfortunately, his clarity was just cancelled by creeps. A slight misplay coming through from him. Over in the mid lane, Yoshi. Once he gets access to the Zip, he can actually look to play quite aggressively against Flash. Flash is still leading as far as experience is concerned, so he does have a few more blasters, more denies to his name. But Yoshi has been making good, efficient use of the jungle. He's now going to be seeing Let It Go with 2 points in Sandstorm. Going to sit there and listen to them Daru. He's going to eventually walk out of the jungle about 6 minutes later with a Link Dagger. If he's left completely uncontested to Sals, he's going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting as far as the support is concerned. He's going to be the one picking up all the observer walking sentries, just to ensure they have some kind of map vision. Felfy, Gap's going to be leading the charge from now. Felfy going to handle all the damage coming through from that Lucid beam, but Ken forced to play so conservatively. So this is the weakness of the Luna because it's so fragile. It's wide Luna, you only run her in an aggro trial if you've got 2 very aggressive supports. Which locked in the Abbadon is not being too effective. And Flash can be taken down there. Going to be called out by Zip as well as the Bar Strike. Yoshi able to find himself an easy kill. Excellent rotation coming through from Let It Go. Ensures he's able to pick up level 4. Getting closer and closer towards that Link Dagger. Over the top lane, flying pigs. Completely zones and bullies out UGTFO. Looks like UGTFO tried to go for runes. He went for the arcane roots. Unfortunately, the arcane roots is an item in the clock. Let It Go could actually be taking a death. UGTFO could have chosen to commit the primal split. He wanted to go for it. Let It Go actually didn't have access to the Sandstorm. Decides not to. Felfy choosing to go for the Max Spirit Blast build. To the point doppelganger saved his life in that level 1 skirmish. Felfy is going to continue to apply pressure over the King Killer. King forced to go for points of Moon Blessing just to ensure that he's able to maintain some kind of damage. He can't actually afford to go for Moonblade at this point, taking a hell of a lot of damage just from the Arcane Bolt and Spirit Blast. Sals might actually overcommit and Hecarim's Paralyze and cast. Sals could actually be taking death. He's also careful. Ken is going to be able to get himself another Lucid Beam coming through. Ken might be defined. Gats providing vision to ensure that he can get it off. Unfortunately, Ken able to disengage. Gats also going to be forced back. Gats actually takes a hell of a lot of damage. Felfy with that Phantom Rush might actually get a run down King Killer. Now starts right clicking down slightly. Phantom Lance doing so much work. Here comes Yoshi, zipping from halfway across the map. Unfortunately, completely miscalculates Smarter. Yoshi completely screwing up that gang. Classic Yoshi plays and Let It Go. Showing him how it's done. Just goes in for a cheeky right click. You want to make sure that when you zip a storm, you never use more than half your mana with a single zip, unless if that zip is going to be enough to kill him. Otherwise, you actually put yourself further behind, since you want to make sure mana efficiency is going to be the name of the game. So Yoshi completely YOLOing that, not able to find a kill against Ken. Can Let It Go, going to have to pick up a slag. Bit of a disaster. It means that now Flash has free reign over the mid lane. Flash really should have gone for a max poison attack build in this scenario, just to ensure that Yoshi doesn't get too much farm, so you're able to punish the Storm Spirit. But he's committing towards the early mech build. We will be seeing it in the next 4 to 5 minutes at the rate that Flash is farming. Since so far as far as network's concerned, Flash having a pretty good time. So the boys from Fight Club, we once again are going to be seeing them bide that time until they get that mech. And then once that mech comes online again, look to group up and go for these early skirmishes. Where they could utilize the security healings, go for these kills. Gaps. Not a single point in the miscoil. This is a massive misplay coming through from him. Miscoil is ridiculously effective at level 1. Really want to make sure you have that burst heal just to, so you're able to bail out your carrier in a situation, or to ensure you can secure a kill. Yoshi, most likely going to be going for a Bloodstone as his first big item at level 8. He's going to choose to go for the Vortex, Psyche. Going in for the Ancient Sack. I believe he might have actually just messed that one up. He might just barely be able to find it. But we are going to be seeing Gas call that position. Yoshi scores that bounty runner. Actually could be a kill, but it's not to commit to this. He could have just chosen to bottle up. So Stack did go through, so Psyche is successful. Over the top lane, TFO going to be eating that combo up once again. The Arcane Roots, it gives yourself a very powerful 20 to 25 units when unfortunately past that point. You do start to taper off very quickly. It's the reason why you usually see Shreds as the musical boot choice. Felfy unfortunately going to be wasting his Phantom Rush. Looks like he has all the attacks still enabled. So Felfy will be interesting to see what he chooses to go for. Most likely going to be seeing the Diffuser Blade Rush. Did choose to go for the Full-Man Shield since he is playing quite aggressively. Ken going to be eating the Arcane Ball. He could actually be taking a death. Ken's going to be taking a death there. Gats goes in for the Apollic Shield. Doesn't actually have access to the Miscoil. Has another Spirit Lance coming through. King Killer's dead. This is why you want to go for the Miscoil. Gats is now not able to do anything in Felfy. Should be the catch of the Spirit Lance. Spirit Lance can be enough. And Gats just sits there and watches. This is why you want to go for that point in that Miscoil, that 100 HP burst, especially because you would have gone 2 of them off. Would have made a huge difference. Link Dagger now purchased over on the Sand King. So Let It Go, putting himself in a pretty good position. Flying Pigs goes in for a classic Flying Pigs hook shot. Point blank range, going to eat a Viper Strike. He catches inside the Thunderdome. Yoshi starting to farm a creep, so that backs away. Flying Pigs going to be backing himself away for now. So they waste a hook shot for nothing. Flash actually might be able to find a kill against Flying Pig. One more right click, Yoshi goes in. Here comes a Blink Dagger coming through from Let It Go. He's able to bail him out for now. Flash overcommitting to this. Flash going to be taking a death. Yoshi goes in for the Disjoint. One more right click, not going to be enough. Maybe he might be able to do so. Psyche tries to send out the death. And Ken shows up out of nowhere and Joel. It's not his day. Ken Killer rotates to the mid lane. That being said, it still goes to show you how far behind the boys from Fight Club are. Gats going to get completely zoned out by Sals. Sals doesn't even have any mana. Gats is unaware of this. If he knew how much money he had, he could have actually turned around. So Gats, there we go, now Gats is turning around. Sals can take a fair amount of damage. Gats can actually kill Sals if Sals decides to stick around like this. And try to stick around to ensure that he can guard the bottom of the room. Ken now moving to the mid lane. No item progression coming through from him. As far as net worth is concerned, even though he's got the most last hits in the team, still nowhere the same amount of net worth compared to UGTFO. UGTFO is actually the one that actually has a fair amount of farm this time around, so we will be at least seeing a 14 to 15 minute blink tag coming out from him. So he could be the one that could create space for those allies to be able to recover. His flash. Mech is going to be slightly delayed on that death, but that being said, still not too shabby timing coming through from him. Velvy continuing to find his farm, most likely we'll be seeing the Diffusal Blade Rush coming through, especially since he is choosing to go for the Max Spirit Lines build. So he's going for a very aggressive build early on. This can give them a kill power. Poor Man Shield makes sense in this case because he's constantly manning up and getting up in King Killer's face. So Brewmaster actually took 4 over the top lane, so he did overcommit. Looks like Let It Go and Flying Pigs able to capitalize. So Let It Go, really going to be the MVP of the series so far, going in with these clutch blink bar strikes to be able to catch them in a position. Looks like we actually see rotation coming through from Gas. Once again, let's have a second point in the miscall. That miscall being severely underrated by Gats, and it is actually costing his teammates a fairly large amount. Let It Go should actually catch Gats. Gats doesn't have access to the borrowed time. Ken, waiting in the wings, he does have access to the Eclipse, and Let It Go. Playing quite conservatively for now. He's got that blink dagger, also chose to go for a soul root. Rocket Play catch the flying through, and Gats now on the mana. In the mid lane flash, he does have that mech flying towards him, but Yoshi, because he chose to go for a passive build, not actually going to help him influence the lane. Yoshi as a result, if you break even with the Storm Spirit, you're automatically playing from behind. The Storm's going to scale way better than you are, he's going to farm faster than you are. If you're going to pick the Viper to counteract the Storm, you really have to stretch your line where you can now. Let It Go, chooses not to go for Epicenter, actually going to turn around and time around. Net goes through, Yoshi's actually going to mana, Yoshi's going to be taking a death. Classic Yoshi. Overcommits, doesn't have enough mana to disengage and Let It Go. Chose not to go in for the Epicenter. Very surprised that the Go decided not to initiate with the blink into the Bar Strike. Could have actually turned that engagement around, but that being said, defensive power being shown by boys who fight for Flash to the mech, Gats with the Aphotic Shield, able to provide enough healing for them to turn the engagement around. Over in the bottom lane, looks like Velvet. Casually selling himself to make sure that he's able to find as much farm as possible. So he is rotating potentially into the mid lane. He's going for a very aggressive build, he's going to secure the bottom lane now. Haste Rune can maybe use to find himself and gets a kill off the back of that. Flash, that being said, with that mech, very difficult to bring it up. Psyche, just going to be showing himself on his own, has at least picked up level 6. Like, giving the supports a fair amount of experience just to make sure they don't fall too far behind. In comparison to styles, also level 6, he's going to be the only support for the team. But Let It Go, level 8 over the Sanky. UGTFO. He's got access to the split, so he can use it potentially turn engagement. Flying Pigs, let's get a vision of him. He's going to get pushed back to the cogs. Hookshot completely whiffs Joel once again. I mean, whiffing that hookshot, Yoshi's there. Here comes the split, Yoshi's going to be forced to zip on out. Flying Pigs going to take a death. Here comes King Killer, he's got the Eclipse at the ready. He throws out the Eclipse, no mercy being shown at Joel. Not this day today. Yoshi, going to flee for his lifestyles as a disengage. Wasn't able to go for the hookshot in time, no bad result coming through from Flying Pigs. Either of those would have been enough to interrupt the Primal Split cast. Flash over the mid lane, continuing to find some farm. So we are going to be seeing a potential engagement. UGTFO, he doesn't have Primal Split though. This actually doesn't even have enough mana to go for the clan. So UGTFO, no syphilis for him this time around. Epicenter coming through into the blink Bar Strike catches out 3, huge play coming through, Let It Go. Here comes the Mystic Flare, this is the wombo combo we're talking about. Gats fleeing for his life, should be taking a death. Secondary Bar Strike coming through from him. Yoshi, this time, holds on to his mana for now. Gats, Bar Strike's going to be enough to bring him down. Here comes Bar Strike and Let It Go. Turning that entire engagement around. Triple kill coming through from him. 3-man Bar Strike into the Epicenter. Yoshi comes through in the Mystic Flare from themselves to show they're able to wipe them. Huge turnaround play coming through off the back of Let It Go. Completely turning that engagement. And while that happens, Cancer is developing. This is now stage 2 Cancer. He's able to take that tier 2 tower, getting closer towards that Diffusal Blade. So he's now about at the halfway mark. Once that Diffusal Blade comes online, Phantom Lantern can outfight and pretty much out-pushing the other hero on the line for Fight Club and Flash. Meanwhile, classic Flash contribution, just sits there farming the mid lane. Joel, he wants to go in for another point-blank hook shot, but this time, he knows that Yoshi's not there. Let It Go while that's happening. Doing a little bit of creep skipping. He is at least able to clear out the creep play. We do see a TP coming through from UGTFO. Immediately coming through from him. UGTFO, even though he did have such a great start, still nowhere near his blink diving. He will be able to find it if he's just left alone for a little bit. But they're not giving him time to do so. They're constantly applying pressure to the tier 1 tower. Over in the bottom lane, Felfie. Looks like the Diffusal Blade's going to be confirmed from him. Regenerates can be catching left there. He just decided to pop a doppelganger just to give himself a bit of mana. To use a bit of mana before using that regenerate flash. Going to be picking up the treads before going towards the Aggregate Receptor most likely. BKB not really too necessary this game, although I suppose it could be a powerful way to help him deal with the Sanking. UGTFO could actually be called out of position by Flying Pigs. Here comes the Arcane Bolt spam, here comes a Blink Bar Strike into the Agency on the Mystic Flare. UGTFO dies before he's able to do anything. Aphotic Shield, not going to be enough. Gats popping the Battle Time a little bit too early. Flash catches up Flying Pigs. Everyone leaving Joel to his death. And Joel, not going to be his dead. They trade offlaner for offlaner, at least forces out the rotation coming through from them. Also costs them the death on a King Killer. Palm Dominator picked up. He is at least trying to find some recovery farm, but unfortunately, Let It Go actually going to be the highest as far as net worth is concerned. The Sand King is looking incredibly rich. Looks like he could be actually carrying a Vladimir's offering for his team, since he's picked up the Ring of Protection as well as the Ring of Regen. While that's happening, Cancer between the Meta 6. Felfy getting bigger and bigger. The Diffusal Blade will be coming online fairly soon for him. If he's able to take that Tattoo Tower, he will have access to the Diffusal Blade. Forces our rotation coming through. Just going to be Gats though. If he had the Diffusal Blade, Gats could actually be taking a death. He could purge off the Aphotic Shield, burn all his mana, wait out the borrowed time, just running down with the Phantom Rush. Yoshi in the mid lane, getting closer and closer towards that Bloodstone, so he is going to be going for the full-on Summel build. He's been making good use of the jungle as well in the mid lane. Going for the Summel build is a lot easier than the Dire side. You've got easier access to that medium camp compared to if you're a Dire mid, you actually have to rotate all the way over to the other side. So the increased distance actually means that if you're going to be playing an instant current on the Radiant side, much more likely to see the Summel build just because of that little difference. Felfy continue to rotate into the jungle. He's getting bigger and bigger without anyone attempting to check him. UGTFO, once he gets that Blink Dagger, that's when you can look to potentially try force an engagement or maybe look to go for these pickoffs. Because the issue with the Brewmaster, especially if you go for the Arcane Wisp build, is it does put you in the clock. Past the 25-minute mark, you do start to run out of steam very quickly. Especially because once they start to pick up BKBs over on the Storm Druid or I suppose the Phantom Lancer doesn't even need one in this case, if you just get tanky by that point, it should be destroying your abilities and just makes it very difficult for you to do the thing. Let It Go. Actually, it's still going to be leading as far as network is concerned, being incredibly fast. They haven't done anything to stall or interrupt the Sand King coming through from Let It Go. The boys from Fight Club sticking together. Psychic going to show himself. Let It Go. Goes up for the Barrow Strike that might actually be forced to blink out. There we go. So that'd be a little bit cheeky. Throws out the Sandstorm, blinks the hell out of the dodge. The Flash. Maybe look to try to force his engagement. They are able to at least secure that tier 1 tower. And while it's happening, Space Creation is going to be the play. Felfy continuing to apply pressure to this tier 2 tower. Looks like he's got the Diffusal Blade almost completed, just needs 300 more gold to have the Roto Magi. Gats, just the Tranquil Boots available. He did choose to go for Dust, just to give him a way to try and catch out the Sand King, but unfortunately the Dust isn't going to be all too effective this game. The only hero to really catch out with is going to be the Sand King. I suppose you do have to go for it. Ancient's have been stacked. So Kin, looks like he's doing everything he can to try to keep his team back in the game. Asian TFO, 17-minute Blink Dagger, so 5 minutes behind schedule coming through from him. Maybe now he can look to try and force an engagement, but unfortunately Clockwork from Flying Pigs. All he has to do is try and snipe out the Witch Doctor or the Brewmaster and Starbaggers in the fight, prevent them from getting any of their abilities off, especially with the barriers on top of the hook shot. Let It Go, he's got the Blink Dagger to work with. Could actually be losing that Blink Dagger duration. Does go for the Destroy, Viper Strike, Barrow Strikes himself to safety. He could be taking his out. This is going to be a huge kill coming through from the boys of Fight Club. Massive sprint is going to end by Gats. Gats just picked up about 800 gold back of that kill. Going to be pretty happy with that one. As far as experience is concerned, they're able to gain a fair amount of return. So it does put them back into the game. Yoshi, while it's happening, is getting closer towards the Bloodstone. Almost has it at this point. Felfy, he's got his complete Diffusal Blade coming in towards her. So the Diffusal Blade level 1 is when Phantom Lancer goes from being an annoyance to being an absolute threat, just because he can now kill anyone he catches on his own. King Killer continuing to fire up the Ancients. They haven't actually made any attempt to check him, so they really should be looking to go from Observable there, or from Observable there, just so you can spot this. And Ancient Psychic Shenanigans coming through from King Killer. Kin's choosing to go for the Mana Style first before he goes for the BKB, realizing that he needs a 40-minute BKB as opposed to a 20-minute one. Diffusal Blade's complete as well as Arcane Boots. Rocket Flash scouts out Kin has been going for Ancients. So they realize that Kin's actually a bit more farm per life. Kin's actually leading as far as net worth's concerned off the back of that Ancient stack. So excellent recognition coming through from King Killer. Able to make sure that he's at least able to recover after spell start. Felfy, in the meanwhile, continuing to apply pressure to this Tattoo Tower. Hasn't actually done as much damage as I thought he would, but he does have the Diffusal Blade now to work with. So once that max out Doppelganger, Phantom Lancer becomes an absolute monster as far as his engagement is concerned. Especially since your illusions also do receive the Phantom Rush benefit. Psyche forces just panic cast just to try to push back the creep wave for now. But while that's happening, Space Creation can play cells as well as Flying Pigs, nibbling away at Tattoo Tower in the bottom lane. So SMOCK, they're playing the game to their perfection. This is the way they like to play. Split push, get big on everyone, but eventually use that strike load to protect Yoshi. Force play quite conservatively against Flash, just because he knows he doesn't have enough damage to kill Flash. Flash once again going towards the Magnum Scepter, so he's going to be going for items that benefit the rest of his team. Choosing to max out that poison attack to provide the snare, just because he realizes they don't have enough damage to work with Flash. Going to pull out position like Yoshi. Yoshi unfortunately zipping in front of him, going to be caught by the paralyzed cast. Yoshi is all pulls out the mana. Here comes a hook shot from Flying Pigs, actually out of mana as well. Flying Pigs. Joel once again getting the sacrificial land. Looks like Kin's able to snatch that. Classic Kin contribution. Goes up for the Lucid Beam. Kin might be able to actually run down Yoshi. Yoshi, massive misplays of the mana pool in the Storm Spirit, but he has been underestimating this hero's potential. Kin continue to try and run down somebody else. Is unable to find somebody. They are able to disengage and Felfy. While that happens is while you are busy chasing my team, I'm taking tier 2 towers. So applying a little more pressure, still has the diffusal blade to work with, can choose to upgrade that if he wants to, otherwise most likely going to go towards something with a Fire Scuddy or a Anti-Cells next to Felfy can even choose to go for a Hunter Tarask, although the Ice Scuddy tends to give a full pick up, especially with the properties to illusion, that gives you great chase potential and great fighting stats. Looks like UGTFO is actually able to catch Skywrath Mage. He was caught with a silence, so he just whacked him down and tried to roll it. So they do lose their tier 2 tower in exchange for the tier 1. Looks like Felfy decides to get out of there a little bit too early. He's actually chosen to stand his ground against King Killer. King should be in the deny this tower. By the way, he wants to push up the creep wave first, just to ensure that way Felfy can't come in from the side, go for his cheeky last hit and then just bail. So Ken's going to push up the creep wave first and then maybe let us go for the deny. Felfy just rotates back into the jungle. Gat with the Invis rune should be the scout of the rotation. Now he's chosen to go for points in the miscloud. A little bit too late. Had he gone for those points earlier, would have at least been to save Ken's life. Looks like Viper tried to go for a kill tag again. So let it go, disable TP on home. Going towards the blink deck, the 4-staff as well. So it looks like it's just a casual ring of protection. Pick up coming through from there. Gat still with the Invis rune, trying to chase down Felfy, but Felfy, it's a hell of a lot to go around. Looks like he's going to be rolling around for now. He knows something's not quite right. Ping's coming through. Realizing that quite a few heroes are missing on the map. Rocket Flare just scouted out at UGTFO. The Observer Ward's also there. So they know that they're potentially looking to go for the engagement against Felfy. So people immediately rotating. Flying Pigs waiting the wings to go for the counter initiation. Gas just being revealed. He knows the gas from there. Flying Pigs can actually go for the Clockwork. Decides not to go for the cogs. Flying Pigs, not too sure what that cog was coming through from him. Felfy just sends out his illusions. Broken up a good chunk of King Killer's mana. King actually takes a fair amount of harassment just off the back after one spirit. So Felfy can continue to do this as he sees fit. Apply a little bit of limited pressure. Flash. Looks like Gat's actually forced to rotate to the mid lane to try to find some farm. He actually has a fairly large amount of gold, especially off the back of that spree killies that we find over and let it go. Let it go, continue to rotate to the top lane. And he can find himself a fair amount of gold. So this is the power of the Sanctum in that 4 position roll over the bottom lane. We are seeing action. King Killer Sanctum's going into Flying Pigs. Once again, he'll be tanking the entire Death Ball duration. Psyche stands his ground with Death Ball. Unfortunately, not going to be enough. They do catch up the wrong illusion with Felfy. Able to disengage. He's got Doppelganger available in a few more seconds. So they'll wait until the round split wears off. Felfy should actually cancel his TP and then be able to go for a re-engagement against UGTFO. Otherwise, Felfy decides to bail. Leaves Styles, driving Clap, actually not the land time. And here comes a huge battle strike. Episode coming through from Let It Go. Here comes Yoshi now joining back to the fray. Flash going to cause a very sticky situation. Yoshi, unfortunately, not zipping behind them. There we go. Gat's also going to be taking a death. Doppelganger's there. All they have to do is use the diffusal blade to purge it off. You can keep chasing down Gat's. Here comes a blink coming through from Let It Go. Bar strike behind into the sandstorm, traps inside the tree line. And Yoshi, classic Yoshi plays, tips on in, trying to get a little bit of assistance for that. Felfy finds himself another kill. So the fact that Felfy was able to mind get out UGTFO, forced him to waste one of his ball toss. There's no point in actually shooting the ball toss him. And Felfy can actually just knock down his tier 2 tower. Ken Killer slacking, decides not to deny that tier 2 tower as a result. Felfy just picks up a nice little picture. He's got another item flying out towards him. He is choosing to go for the man stance. Let it go. He's deciding a little bit of shit talk. Wants to try and bring down that Dark Troll Summoner. They know that the Ancients have been stacked. They can actually look to rotate into the enemy jungle to try to take out the Ancient stack. Yoshi, Bloodstone available. Looks like he's now going into what's the Orc of Malevolence. 11 charges already. Yoshi's put himself in a pretty good position, especially with Let It Go. Going to be the MVP of this game. Pretty much turning the game around off the back of that huge blink bar strike Epicenter players. It's going through from him. In the mid lane, looks like Gas is rotating in as well as appears to be UGTFO. They want to try to hold him to this tier 1 tower. Flash is also there waiting in the wings. They want to try to pick off Yoshi. Yoshi, unfortunately, has pretty much infinite range. Blink immediately coming through from Let It Go. Hides inside Roshan. UGTFO goes for a drunken haze. Not too sure I agree with this play. Doppelganger coming through from Felfy. Micro the Elude. Ping's coming through. They're going for the wrong one. Felfy now turns around, turning around Mr. Flare. UGTFO takes a huge amount of damage. Should be taking a death from Yoshi's. Yoshi's up a right click him down for now. Drunken Roll going to be enough to keep himself alive for now. Flying Pigs, caught by striking, died to the dot damage flash. Could be taking a death from a turn. Gas, all the time trick for him. Yoshi should be the running down. No way out for him. Tries to knife himself to Roshan. Goes for some cheeky juke plays. The silence slaps him down. No jukes and has coming through from them and Psyche. All he can do is run at this point. Well, attacking over the top lane, Ken. Doing the only thing he can do at this point, go for the split push. He is decided to go for the BKB, just to help compensate for the sheer amount of damage coming through from Sanking these engagements. And Yoshi, getting closer and closer towards that Bloodstone, stands his ground, the Epicenter and Siles. Actually pops a panic smoke and then dies. Unfortunately, smoke doesn't work that way. Ken just finds himself an easy kill, saying that's my time. At least getting closer towards that BKB. So once that comes online, it actually puts him in a good enough position to try to force an engagement with the tier 2 tower. Let it go. It will be interesting to see what he chooses to go for next. He could actually just decide to go for a sheep stick at this point. He's got such a huge amount of gold coming through, especially since he's having such a good time. Looks like he's going to be the one purchasing wards. Aggressive is overlooking in place from the radiant side, gives them vision of the enemy tier 2 region, also gives them vision of the ancients. So overall place there. So this is the entire side of the map. can be unsafe for them. Aggressive Observer will place a given vision in these two camps, so that way the jungle's going to be fairly guarded off. Really shouldn't be looking to go for Observer will place there. When Observer will place there to try to completely block out the jungle. So Kin, he's spending a lot of time hiding in the jungle to try to find as much farm as possible, potentially turn this engagement around, using TFO. Choosing to go for the Abbadon Scepter, not really too sure I agree with the Abbadon Scepter purchase over in Brewmaster this game. Not going to actually have that much benefit. The Abbadon will actually work against you this game, especially because you know the enemy carriers are able to dance around your ultimate. The only hero you can reliably pick off at the final split is going to be the Skywrath during some time. Every other hero is either too damn tanky or able to simply keep himself alive by disjointing. Could be seeing potential engagement in the top lane. Ken going to call by a huge hookshot. Joel finally lands one. No epicenter available. No eclipse available. Yoshi unfortunately goes in. BKB's pocketing Joel. See ya, sucker, says Yoshi. Just slips around there while attacking Silas. Finds himself a kill against UGTFO. Forces out the 10-second BKB. From him, let it go. Standing there in Sandstorm. Able to push out the creep wave. They might actually take this kill on tower finally without any kind of contesting. Gets rotating in, wants to go for the Heaven's Halberd once again. Pops the Aphotic Shield. Let it go. Fleeing for his life. Let it go. Could actually look to go for a turf pick around kill. Stands the crowd, the Sandstorm. Still doing a little bit of tit for tat trading against Gats. We do see Felfy finally rotating under the enemy. Ancients, looks like the tower was denied. Looks like he could be going for potentially a Satanic. Over on the Phantom Lancer, stacks up a pretty good purchase on him. It does give you a bit of survivability. The illusions actually don't receive any of the lifesteal benefit, but the main hero doesn't. That's going to be the important factor. So Felfy, by depriving the enemy of their ancient stack, is going to continue to get bigger and bigger. It's going to be quite sad for Kin to recover this game, especially since Kin. 10-second BKB was at least used for a successful purpose, was able to find himself an easy kill as a result of that. But they don't have a way to really shut down Felfy. Kin has actually recovered as far as network's concerned off the back of his last two kills, so excellent performance coming through from Kin, playing from behind, doing everything he can to try to keep Steve in this game. Kin's just saying, raise the difficulty level. I've been doing squats in the gym. I think I can carry my team. Trying to apply a lot of pressure on the tail on tower. He does have that BKB to use. Has to be very careful with that. He's going to be acting in the head trigger to ensure he doesn't get caught with wind burst. Coming through from Let's Go. So TFO actually scouts out the jungle just to control it. Don't see any potential agents coming through from there. So while that happens, Yoshi, they're not going to be able to catch him anytime soon. Looks like he's also choosing to go for potentially a heal scepter on him. Just to give himself even more survivability. Looks like never mind, just going to be the ultimate level. So with his ultimate purchase, he's actually going to go for a pick-off. Flash going to be taking a death. Flash unfortunately TP'd into a gank. Getting more than pieces before he's able to raise respawn. Arcane off the sauce going to be enough. Flying pigs once again. Looks that hookshot. King Killer goes in with the Eclipse. Eclipse going to be able to bring down both the backline heroes. Flying pigs and Stars get blown apart by King Killer. Psyche, at least the death ward going to be interrupted by the Ancient Seal. So good discipline being shot by Stars right before he dies. Doppelgang coming through from Felfy. The Cancer is able to continue to escape unscathed. No chemo treatment available. Gats going to be left in the top lane. Wants to go towards the Heaven's Halberd. Heaven's Halberd unfortunately is not actually going to be that good this game. The only hero that's going to be effective on is going to be Yoshi. And even then, Yoshi is supposed to be forced to sit there and choose to go for DPA. Felfy continuing to farm uncontested. It's slowly building up further and further. The fact that Kin is the only hero in line of Fight Club that has any kind of comparable net worth to a lot of the small games to work against them. Especially since Let It Go is so incredibly fun. Let It Go, speaking of which, it's going to be popped on him. They want to try to bring down Let It Go. Let It Go, unfortunately, might have overcommitted to this. They do see rotations coming through. Does have the bar strike to work with in a few more seconds. And then bar strike to the tree line. Full staff comes through from him. Bar strike to the tree line. She turns around, goes in for the Sandstorm. Going to try to blink himself out. Here comes Yoshi after turning around. Epicenter potentially could be coming online from him. Yoshi, caught with a level 1 melee. Going to back himself away. Maybe could be looking to turn this around. Psyche doesn't want to overcommit to this. He's out of mana at this point. Rocket Flag coming through. Then while that's happening, Felfy over the bottom lane. Continue to do his thing. It's getting bigger and bigger. Could be seeing a Mana Style potion not coming out from him. Also could be seeing an SMY. SMY not the greatest pick up on the Phantom Lancer, but that being said, cost-effective stat items also not too shabby. Felfy could be able to jump over and King Killer. Kin pops the Mana Style, so Illusion War coming through from him. Felfy might be forced to doppelganger the hell out of dodge. Kin going to be eating a fair amount of illusion harassment. Has popped that BKB. Doesn't want to go for the Eclipse yet, because he doesn't have it. Also wouldn't be too effective, especially with the doppelganger able to destroy it. So Kin forced to use his 8-second BKB duration just to keep himself alive against Felfy. Felfy continuing to find some fun. The Lunaclaves do give you a fairly effective way of clearing out the illusions, but you don't necessarily want to deal with the illusions. You want to deal with the main Phantom Lancer himself. The illusions just there as a sideshow. Gats continuing to find some fun over in the distance, so we're now going to be seeing a Jared True-Side focus over on Let It Go. Let It Go is going to position himself almost perfectly in these positions. He's only taking one death due to him being a little sloppy. Otherwise, he's been having a pretty successful game as far as Sankey is concerned. With that, Jared True-Side is shooting out the Exotic and map dominance. Yoshi, 15 Bloodstone charges, hasn't actually taken the death in the walls because he's constantly disengaging and leaving his teammates to die, most particularly Flying Pigs. Having a pretty awful start, but I suppose Flying Pigs is going to be a sacrificial line for his team. 0 from 9 for him. So Flying Pigs' sole job is going for a big hook shot. try to create enough space and enough of distraction for the rest of the team to do clean up. Felfy still holding onto his gold 3.5k. Would like to see a Mana Cell purchase or a Satanic purchase on him just so he actually has a bit more stats to work with. Let it go, try to go for a bit of a D-ward, but Ken Killer immediately decides to get the hell out of the dodge. He now has the Mana Cell to work with. Most likely going to be seeing a Butterfly purchase coming through from Luna. He needs the Butterfly just to force the Phantom Lance to go for an NKB. Otherwise, Phantom Lance is going to win every single engagement against him. Yoshi. In the scout, Ken as well as Gas, but just zip on out of there. They don't really have a way to lock in place. This is another weakness in the draft. Both the Abbadon and the Witch Doctor don't have a way to deal with Storm for them. So Storm was able to run around only less than these engagements, continually rampaging. Premium Basher, actually the purchase with Felfy. Not too sure I agree with this, bit of an unusual pickup. Flash Ball with the Blue Power Strike. Pick up Yoshi going with the Orchid into the Mystic Flare. Ancient Seal also being used. Flash, tap the life from now, and that's the next chance to use. Actually chooses not to use the neck. Call pushback over on Psyche. Psyche sends around huge eclipse coming through from King Killer. Ken might bring down Yoshi. Zips the hell out of the dodge. Looks like Let It Go. Also there, maybe looking to turn things around. Felfy's not joining into the fray. He's got the double damage to work with. Blink comes through from UGTFO. Doppelganger has to be used to purge off the Drunken Haze debuff. Primal Split also being used in Felfy. So that's a note one over. Bolt Toss comes through. Finally lands on the real Felfy. But Felfy still a Doppelganger in 2 more seconds. Just keep running. Doppelganger into the trade line. Might want to keep himself alive for now. Felfy. Fortunately, secondary Bolt Toss there. Finally able to bring it down. Chemotherapy is successful. The cancer has been dealt with. Let it go. Decides to get the hell out of the dodge. He doesn't want to give that gem true sight away. Flying Pigs over the top line. The one fight that Flying Pigs is in there, his team gets wrecked as a result. They will find himself 2 very expensive kills in exchange for finding a kill against the Viper. UGTFO still nowhere near that item scepter. We'll be able to find it eventually. Could be taken dead there. Or could be used by Yoshi. Sparse right there we go. He'll find himself an easy kill. Yeah, it's not able to get there in time. You want to miscoil before you go for your Fall of Shield. Just to provide the heal first before you go for the shield, but the shield doesn't have big enough range. Especially with the cast point, since Miscoil is an almost instantaneous cast point. Yoshi, 17 charges available, now going in towards the Sheepstick from the look of it. Link's fan not going to be that effective this game. Sheepstick gives you another reliable way to deal with the Pandaric Brewmaster as well as the Viper pick. Especially if you have to catch King Killer off guard before he's able to pop that BKB. Sheepstick's going to be a very valuable purchase this game. That helps along Psyche. When you call that position, Flying Pig says, welcome to my humble abode. Unfortunately, he went for a cold kill. He actually turned the engagement around. Yoshi first stands ground for now. Flying Pigs overcommitting. Joel, classic Joel. Hook shots to his death. Yoshi fleeing for his life. Feed is going to be the call coming through from everybody else in the crowd. Not too impressed with Joel's Clockwork performance this series. Let it go. Over to Psyche. He's going to be the one doing the heavy lifting. Psyche able to keep himself alive. That level 4 voodoo restoration doing a huge amount of work there. It makes Witch Doctor surprisingly tanky. Especially if he's got the mana to get it off. King Killer holding onto his goal. He's about 2.5k away from that Butterfly. He does find that Butterfly before the next engagement. They actually do have a pretty good chance of turning out the fight around. Especially since Ken still is the top net worth farmer in the game. That being said, the boys from SMOCK, they're spread out. They've found multiple heroes. TFO is just a glorified alt bot at this point. Same thing goes for Flash. Flash is just that it draws so much fire spot away from Ken. Styles has that 4 stuff to work with. So we could be seeing potential engagement with Ken. Pops off the Orchid. Purging it off from Mana Style. Yoshi to Lucifer for his trouble. Should be destroyed. Let it go in the meanwhile. Scanning out the enemy jungle. All around the enemy ancients. He has actually found that vision. Yoshi zipping himself inside the tree line. He's able to TP himself out before anything gets too messy. Looks like we're going to be seeing SMOCK coming through from the flash. Not too sure I agree with this. The SMOCK's a bit too late for the SMOCK to be effective. However, actually going to be too bad. Especially since Yoshi forces him to go for a DKD. Also not really that effective at helping you deal with Phantom Lance and illusions. Even choosing to go for something like a Maelstrom might be a bit more effective. Or something like a Helmet to give yourself a bit of Skywrath so you don't lose all your mana. Speaking of which, Felfy's illusion army getting stronger and stronger over the day. With that Cranium Basher, not too sure I agree with the Cranium Basher purchase, but the rest of his army so far being fairly effective. I suppose it does make sense since it's got much more fighting-centric items than much more macro-oriented items. K2 Tower can be taking form in the mid lanes, already has received a fair amount of pressure. Kin, waiting inside the tree line, very close towards that Butterfly. If he does get that Butterfly before the fight tears through, Fight Club can actually take the line with that advantageous fight against the boys from SMOCK. Yoshi, a little bit of damage, he is able to zip himself out to safety and use his throw. On the hunt, he wants to try to find something for a pick-off. He is getting his ag receptor eventually. Unfortunately, he's missed his cut-off point. Ags, he wants to play around 24 with the arc. Over the Pandaric Brewmaster, otherwise he'll lose you all of its school. Just the fact that you can burst with support and double clap and start the fight is a big enough reason to go for the ag receptor. Otherwise, if you find it around this point, the increased duration is actually working against you. The only threat is just simply farm your Pandaren Brewmaster and kill you inside your own ultimate. Pandaren Brewmaster is actually not going to be doing all that much work with these fights. Let it go. Continuing in nuisance, 3.7k. You can also see another sheep to purchase on him. Felfy has got to be very careful. Has to immediately pop that doppelganger if he wants to keep himself alive, especially with the clap protecting coming through from UGTFO. Clap's going to be coming through from UGTFO, eventually on cooldown. Pick up, let it go. NLG plays, goes up with a bar strike, instantly blinks himself out. I'm sure they can't keep chasing him. Felfy backs himself away. Goes up the doppelganger just in case. Really does need to go for some survivability items. I'm not too sure I agree with the Skullbasher purchase just because it's not necessarily an item you need at the moment. Could be much better doppelganger than the mana style that helps you fast faster. Does increase your chances of staying alive against the enemy team. There's two ways of destroying abilities coming through with both the doppelganger and destroying as well as the mana style. Yoshi in the top lane, looking at the split pushing, will eventually farm his sheep. He's actually got almost enough to complete, so about 300 knots. Once he has that, he's doing a bit of a terror to deal with the deal. This is suddenly going towards the butterfly. Should be to take the tier 2 tower for free. So it looks like they're not going to defend this. Guys for the tip attack trade against the tier 3. Actually going to favor a chip down against that tier 3 tower. Deal about 55% of his max HP. So Kid has to be very cautious. TP's immediately coming through. Yoshi's able to jump on top of Kid. Unfortunately doesn't have the sheep stick. If he had the sheep stick, would have been a completely different engagement. Custom shot comes through over Flash. Kept alive for now. Flash is going to be looking to tank up, so it should be a frontline presence. Yoshi jumps on top of Flash. Big next to be forced from Ken. Goes up with the Eclipse, unfortunately, goes in only a Let It Go. Let It Go is able to catch him out with that burst strike. They are able to bring down Flash with time. Yoshi lost all his mana as a result of this. Yoshi can actually do an awful lot. UGTFO to be called out. No primal split available. Flying Pigs actually able to finally go for the split. Split actually comes through as the battery sword, just wears off. Might be bring down Yoshi. Just drops the random and start duking down the illusion. So you fire illusion first, there we go. Then the Wind Panda, and then the Earth Panda. This is why you don't want to go for the Aghanim Scepter this game. It actually works against you. UGTFO dies inside his Blink Split. Split isn't actually having that much benefit. It's too quick pick off the Psyche. Also just character and dies in the meanwhile. No idea what he was doing out of position like that. Felfy finds himself an easy double kill. Let it go. 4.4k. He could actually decide to go for a sheep stick of his own, about 1,500 more gold. The double sheep stick, the Jeff dealing to play for Poison SMOCK. Felfy. Then very quickly reaching upon critical mass, he might actually be forced to sell those items and go for an MKB this game just to ensure that the Luna isn't able to completely destroy the Butterfly. Butterfly now going to be completed by King Killer, so that's going to be the most important thing to defense. They do have the sheep stick available when you are looking for the Hex. Evasion no longer is an issue. You no longer have the evasion to work with. Roshan to be picked up by SMOCK. They want to play it safe, they want to play it conservative, they want to do everything they can to ensure that Fight Club don't have a chance to recover. MVP this game by far is going to be Let It Go. Phenomenal performance coming through and sanking. Every single one of his rotations was more or less successful, with the exception of one over against Flash, and so Let It Go was able to turn around a lot of engagements, otherwise should have been lost. Found himself in a 9-minute blink dash as a result of those rotations. So Felfy there had enough damage to deal with Roshan. Especially since the juxtaposing illusion instantly died, you have to actually manually input the illusions that way to tank it. So Felfy, Flying Pig's going to be the one tanking it, so Chomp. All your good forces Felfy is absorbing shots from Roshan. Flying Pig saying, hey guys, I'm actually not that tanky, guys, I can't tank this. Decide to disengage, a classic Jolt. Now going to be forced to have yourself down. For Felfy, you really should be looking to go for another big survivability item for his illusions, just to ensure that he can keep himself alive. But I actually prefer the Ice Sky this game over the Cranium Basher. This gives you very cost-effective stats, but not really yourself like your illusions. It makes it a bit more difficult to identify which one's real and which one's just going to be the actual hero itself. 5-man smoke rotation coming through from the boys in Fight Club. It's going to be immediately picked up. Felfy smoke breaks on him, tries to TP out. Should be the TP out in time unless the King goes for elusively. Not going to get there in time. Felfy, inches from death while that's happening. Let it go. Hide yourself behind the tree line. Emulating his mentor, Bambi the Rat Lord, when you hide inside the tree line. Now wait until they decide to TP out. Actually, look to go for a Blink TP Burst Strike and catch out those TPs. Decides not to go for it. He's not that much of a Rat Lord at all. Bambi shaking his head at the missed opportunity. Put the call for some ultra sick Rat Lord plays. Kin with the Butterfly. It's going to actually be looking pretty damn difficult to deal with. Kin can actually stand his ground against the vast majority of the heroes over on SMOCK, so long as he's able to get that BKB off. But unfortunately now it's down to a 5-second duration. So Kin, this is the weakness of going for a BKB early on in a hero like Luna. Especially because you're forced to use BKB when you want to be relevant. You see a whole Sherman Cypher. Goes in for a paralyzing cast bounces come through. Not going to be enough to keep himself alive though. 4 stuff is dead, battery assault, Clockwork pushes him back. Flying Pigs actually still standing up alive for now. Rocket Flare brings him down. Here comes King Killer, all that position, but let it go and Yoshi. The call is going to need to go for Rax. Sal's getting closer towards the a Yule Scepter, he actually has that completed. Flying Pigs, 4-star, able to keep himself alive in that engagement. And let it go, 6.2k. Just drop your wards, purchase a Sheepstick, use that to completely improve the lineup coming through from Fight Club. Let it go, just holding on to his gold for now, doesn't want to spend it. This is the most fun I've ever had as a Sanking, he says. Yoshi, 22 charges on the Bloodstone, he hasn't died in the last 20 minutes. Mostly due to the fact that he just keeps bailing and leaving Joel to die. The Zerwald can be placed very aggressively, gives you a vision of the enemy high ground. This is going to be a very important ward. They have to try to de-ward this as quickly as possible, otherwise they're going to be losing high ground fairly soon. Flash does have the dust to work with, still has the Agony Scepter, hasn't really progressed its items, goes in. The Doppelganger purges off and prevents the Web Strike from landing. So excellent play coming through from the Felfie. We're able to go for that Destroy. Looks like we are going to be seeing an Iascati coming through from him. Most likely. Looks like casual combat, but they are going to get that ward de-warded, so excellent awareness coming through from Sports over the line of the Fight Club. UGTFO still doesn't have the Agony Scepter, not really going to be all that effective this game. His Primal Split already isn't really doing enough, so he's missed his window of opportunity. Now that he's having some diminishing returns as far as the effectiveness is concerned. This is the weakness of going for the Agony Scepter build, go for the Brewmaster as well as go for Arcane Boots. So it's usually why you see Brewmaster players nowadays go for Treads into Vladimir's offering into the Assault Carafe once you've got your Wind Dagger. So that way, outside of your ultimate, you still do a hell of a lot of right-click damage, especially if you can stick on top of support to the Drunken Haze. Let it go. We do see the Sheepstick purchased on him. So that Sheepstick is going to be incredibly important, because from the lineup of SMOCK gaming, they've got 2 Sheepsticks, compared to Fight Club, who've got absolutely nothing. So they have a way to control Felfie, whereas SMOCK's sure as hell have got a lot of ways to control King Killer, even though Kid is ridiculous and hard. Yoshi now has more net worth than Ken off the back of that again. Smoke is going to break over to Flying Pigs, put up with a Lucent Beam, immediately goes for the 4-star, he gets 4-star into the tree line. Classic Joel. Classic Joel plays, 4-star into the tree line. Going to be abandoned by the rest of his team. Psyche eventually will be able to find that BKB, but let it go. Actually going to be taking a death, he's going to be dropping the Gem at True Side. It's going to be a huge pick-off. Gem's going to be picked up by Flash. There should be the D-Ward, this Observer Ward. They know there's an Observer Ward there. Come on, Flash. Go for the D-Ward. You need to create a bit of Divine Vision. So they're not aware that there's an Observer Ward there. They should have seen it be placed by Let It Go before he died. That being said, he still has that Sheepstick and it's finished. Iascati now completed over the Felfie, so just a casual farming Morbid Mask, and now look to upgrade that Morbid Mask into a Satanic to give himself even more survivability. Yoshi turns around the Sheepstick over King Killer, just saying hey. Lights him. Yoshi back himself away, 22 Bloodstone charges, that's 60 mana regen per second. If you look to re-engage at any given point, Flash. Forced to use the mech charge for now. They do try going against Yoshi, but Yoshi just zips out of there. Very difficult for him to deal with the Storm Spirit, even though he doesn't have a BKB. The Storm is eventually just going to be too big for him to handle Yoshi. Schoolboy arrows, use that Viper Strike, destroyed that. Forced to use all Spawn to get the hell out of dodge. And now I'm going to be looking to strike Roof Up, try to apply some pressure to that Tier 3 tower. But while it's happening, Felfie, it's illusion going for some split push. Fortunately, those illusions won't propagate, so Fanalizer has lost a little bit of his illusion split push potential. I believe the illusion from the illusion rune will actually trigger, but otherwise, the actual doppelganger will destroy the propagate. I mean, eating a Mystic Flare just casually. The Silas getting a little bit too eager there, I suppose it doesn't low enough cooldown to spam it. Aghanim's have to complete 42-minute mark. Gonna do a whole lot of nothing in this engagement. Maybe let's go for a pickup, goes in for a Sheepstick. Oh, I can't. Unfortunately, a Flock Shield is dead. Yoshi forced to disengage. The Flock Shield is going to be such a valuable pickup this game, as far as returning against the Sheepstick is concerned. They are able to bring down Styles. Felfie now caught in line of fire, forced the Doppelganger the hell out of dodge. Here comes Let It Go, goes in for a big Barrow Strike on 2, goes for the Epicenter as well, so Psyche can be taken down. Yoshi now jumps back in, goes in, silences Psyche, preventing him from going with that Death Ward, finds himself a double kill beyond Godlike with this one Flash. Fleeing for his life, they were able to bring down, kill over on King Killer. Great 3-man Barrow Strike coming through from Let It Go, pretty much winning these engagements almost single-handedly. Might be able to bring down UGTFO as well. He's going to be caught with a stun coming through from the Battery Assault. Flying Pigs, offlane to be offlane. It's going to be a 5-man wipe for the boys in Fight Club. They've got buyback only available on Kin as well as Flash. Should be a set of racks going to the hand to SMOCK. If we have a look at the gold graph, we'll be looking at about a 14,000 gold lead going to their hands, as well as about 16,000 EXP lead. SMOCK can put themselves in a good position to win an upward struggle at this point, as far as the boys from Fight Club are concerned. Even though Kin still is actually fairly fun, he just can't deal with the entire team on his own, especially with double Sheep's being available. Yeah, it's pretty good at the Flock Shield turnaround, but unfortunately Let It Go. The Sand King has pretty much been winning these engagements, finding such a huge amount of pressure from that Flick Barrow Strike of 3-4 heroes. Luna forced to buy back this game. Could actually be taking death. Yoshi gets to choose to jump around top of him, reducing the immediate team coming through from him. Yoshi again in front of nothing. Could actually look to stand his ground, able to go for a pick off. This one will force out the buybacks. Rotates to the top lane instead. So Yoshi should be able to bring down his Tier 3 tower, and at least forces the fortification, just let him go for the tower deny. So hopefully Psyche will deny this Flash. Shows no mercy into his own buildings. Yoshi going to be driven back by the illusion, but he's not going too fast. He's continuing to get bigger and bigger. As far as item progression is concerned, he can actually choose to go for a Divine Ray this game or an MKB, just to give himself some kind of physical DPS. In fact, the best item for Yoshi at this point will actually be an MKB, so that way he has a way to deal with King Killer, even with the evasion coming through from the bottom. While it's happening over the bottom lane, Felfrey going to be farming the enemy ancients while illusions applied with a split push. Looks like he's constantly got the illusions coming through. It's been a knockdown the creep wave while he's able to farm the enemy jungle. So Falcon is up in a pretty good position as far as net worth is concerned. He still is behind net worth compared to King Killer, but even then, just the fact that his illusions have such a huge amount of teamfight impact, the fact that you just can't deal with the amount of them coming out at every given point. Kid trying to run down Yoshi. He turns around, maybe wants to go for a sheep stake, immediate matches to come through from King Killer just in case. Doppelganger comes through from Felfrey. Yoshi zips on him, zips out. Here comes Felfrey, actually catches that everybody. Flying pigs. Huge hookshot Hoplet coming through from him. The clip's going to be coming up from there. Not going to do an awful lot. Just bring down Flying Pigs. Flying Pigs actually is going to be too necessary. A huge epic bar strike coming through from Let It Go. Yoshi knows it's back into the fray. Immediately catches out Psyche. Psyche, no death for you. Mystic Flare going to be dropped on him. Flash. Caught inside the ancient seal. Yoshi denies himself right before he dies. Gats doesn't have a hard time. Going to be taking a death. Kin. Only man left aside from the TFO. TFO comes back and outside that primal split. It's going to be taking a death. It's going to be caught outside by the Mana Burn. Diffusal Blade's going to be used. They don't have a wet stun. Here comes the Yulsa from Siles. Holding on to that just in case. Let It Go also there. He reclaims his gem. He's like, my precious, what's happening? Yoshi catches up Kin. Zips all the way across the net with that buyback to ensure that kill. The Bloodstone charge, he's coming back to life fairly soon. Actually, poaches Boots of Travels just to ensure that kill. Tier 3 is going to be taking control over the bottom lane. Tier 3 took fall in the top lane. So I'm just going to look to go for later ranks. Only have buyback available over on Psyche, and Psyche without a death wall isn't really going to do too much. Felton, looks like they're just going for multiple sets of racks. They will be able to find at least two. This should be game set and match for the boys in the Fight Club. They don't really have a way to bounce back from this. No buyback from Williams. Unfortunately, Yoshi's got too big for him to handle. 3 deaths this game, 1 of them to be denied. Ever since he got that Bloodstone, it became too difficult for them to deal with. Cancer was left untreated. They didn't have enough chemotherapy to deal with them. Let It Go as well, going to be the MVP of this game. That clutch moment with Blink Data coming out from him as well, providing the top tier on top. Pretty much sealed the game. He gave him such a huge amount of team fight and Patterson these early engagements. They just didn't have a chance to recover. Mega Crit from the call and Fight Club. GG well played. Should be it for game number 3. We'll go for the 3-game series. We will be seeing SMOCK gaming now playing against the winner. So Sandstorm will be the last series. So we now have going to be taking a quick break for some pizza, and we're going to be going into the best of 5 grand final. SMOCK gaming playing against Sandstorm will be live over at St. David Lecture Theatre. Bit unfortunate that King Killer wasn't able to win an ODL. 3rd time running for him. This is going to be his last ODL, unfortunately. King Killer as well as Gas. Then he rightfully died. Excellent performance coming through from SMOCK, in particular the drafting stage. The MVP in this map by fast and stay tuned for more. We'll be right back after the short break.
Game, bro. Again, boys.